In the South African context, we have, over the past 20 years, a number of new policies which were developed, and that's understandable because we had to create a democratic state. And that meant that we needed new legislations, and new legislations required policies, and that policies went through a policy process. In that policy process, when I joined government in 1995, I was responsible for policy development and implementation for development planning in the Gauteng provincial government, state government. And we had a process of writing white paper, green papers, and white papers. And in the policy development process, we would use research. We would either commission research, we would do diagnostics, and also what was very important was, because we had a intention to create a people-centered government, that public participation was very important. And that took the form of engaging with a number of different stakeholders, civil society, NGOs, business, and a range of other stakeholders in developing these policies. So when I was responsible for the white paper on urban regeneration, we created a reference group with a number of stakeholders, and we involved a group of researchers to provide some of the current state or situation analysis. However, over the years, there have been policies which have made use of research through working with universities, including researchers in teams, in policy development teams. And we've had a number of exemplary pieces of policies, whether it is in the social sector, from health or social development, or economic sector and finance, or environmental policies. And some of these departments responsible for policies have created research units which have researchers who are highly qualified. Many of them have postgraduate degrees, PhDs, and maybe experts in their fields, especially in areas like environment. The team I worked with at Treasury supported a team at the Department of Environment to develop the Integrated Coastal Management Bill. And the team comprised scientists who were in the employ of government. Though it's been uneven. So we've had policies over time which were, not all policies become legislation. Some policies remain policies which gives directions to program development. But some of these policies have not been as rigorous in the use of evidence or research evidence. They've been done expeditiously due to political pressure on producing a policy, and shortcuts have been taken, even in some cases. Consultations with other stakeholders and public participation processes were either ignored, or there was lip service to that, or very minimal consultation was done. And the result has been that we've had policies which had very negative policy outcomes. If policies are not well developed, then there is a downstream negative effects with regard to a whole range of strategies, programs, projects, interventions, which then becomes affected because the policy development process was flawed, or there were weaknesses in the policy development processes. A very interesting example of if you want to call it policy development or gathering research evidence was in 2011 when a team from the unit, I am by the way from the Government Technical Advisory Center based at the National Treasury in the South African government, but previously for the past 10 years it was called the Technical Assistance Unit. We provided support to the Eastern Cape Provincial Government's organizational culture change program. They identified 80 culture change agents to be trained to understand the culture of the province. We then teamed up with Dr. Annie McKee from the University of Pennsylvania, who is an expert on organizational culture, to train a group of 80 to 100 change agents from all the government departments in the province to undertake what's called dynamic inquiry, which is a probing interview into understanding the values, beliefs, behaviors, actions which constitutes the culture and the climate of the province. We collected about 300 interviews, and in this case we didn't use researchers from a university who were trained, but we used government officials. We then had a small team, including people from the university and from our unit, to analyze the results and then to have a feedback session and discussion session with the team which collected the data. And based on the findings, we came up with a set of themes which then informed the culture change interventions that is now underway or has been underway for the past 2 years. So here we've been able to use evidence in an innovative way through government officials. And there was resistance to in some case participating in this research and in not using external experts, and with time and awareness and exposure, the provincial government realized the value of its own officials having the technical skills in being able to conduct this research beyond the project, and that the importance of evidence. Prior to this, there were many assumptions made about what were the drivers of the culture in this province. Based on this evidence, we are now able to conclusively be in a position to understand the drivers and to then look at interventions. And we have entered into memoranda of understanding with a number of South African universities to partner with the unit to support government departments, to undertake research, to design short executive courses, to do case studies, and to set up dialogues through seminars and conferences. And I think creating such platforms and building such bridges will start to create a nexus between researchers based more at universities and policymakers, or even within the government department between the research unit and the policymakers, so that we improve the use of evidence in policymaking.